So the furnace just kicked on, and I swear, it's like it's the first time it's been on all season or something. We had a guy out earlier. I guess it was just Monday. Yeah, we had a guy out Monday to
He cleaned your vents.
to clean the vents, and I think that's what's happened is that finally the furnace just kicked on just now, and it's blowing all the crap that he cleaned up and shook up. I'm very allergic to dust, which is the reason why we did this. And I think what has occurred is I am now suddenly cognizant and aware of this. Whew.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah, I have senior pictures to do, so that's what I was saying before. I said I'm really glad you're on tonight because I've got senior pictures, which even though the individual that I have senior pictures of is 19, it probably is not appropriate to put that out on broadcast without their permission. So
yeah,
I'm going to do the senior pictures real quick because they need them right away.
So one of the things I've been focusing on is I've been trying to, with slowing down, I've also been trying to focus on being more detailed.
Sure. Yeah. Which I think will serve you well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it sounds like it's gotten to you too. The furnace is getting to you too.
A little bit.
Ugh. Hey, Melon.
Hi, Melon. Hi, Brent. How are you two tonight?
All right.
You know, we were talking before the show started about backgrounds and that sort of thing. That's one of the things I've really been trying to work on is I've kind of had these simple backgrounds and I want to start expanding and making them more detailed.
Yeah. But that, Melon, that implies that you are out of bed, which is a big plus. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
I'm getting kind of concerned there. And Brent, you are slowly slipping into madness as, usual. So that's kind of a thing. I am wondering if I have a patience issue with with backgrounds and things like that. Like I'm wondering whether I'm compensating for weird ADD problems,
Could be.
They're really nice. Use the clarity in the other direction. Wow, wow. Oh, I have learned a new secret.
Huh?
You've used Photoshop, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you used the photo filters? The raw
Yes.
photo filters with texture, clarity, and dehaze.
Yes. In fact, I actually missed some of the filters that Photoshop has
Yes,
that Clip does not.
Lightroom does have those too. Those are actually Lightroom filters. So I'm using Lightroom obviously because it's so much easier to say, here are all the settings for this entire series of 12 shots, and then just copy and paste all those settings all the way through, and it just replicates them all the way down. So I just discovered, so I was trying to take a picture. This is my niece. They wanted their senior photos, so I'm doing that.
Okay.
Right. Which is great because like when it's my own kid, like I can mess around and try all these experimental stuff, right? The stuff that I wouldn't do with a client because there's not enough patience, or you have mom sitting there just like looming the entire time. Whereas in this instance, the mom, I could say, look, I'm just going to try this, and she'd be like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
There's no time hack or anything like that. In fact, the only thing I was hurrying on was that I didn't have a lot of, the sun was trying to go behind a cloud bank. It was threatening to go behind a cloud bank. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to lose my son, which I had my kid with me at the time. So that was a joke that ran for a while. Anyway, all this is to say, I was using real depth of field and trying to pull a depth of field, getting a really nice sharp focus on my kiddo with all of the background fuzzy and blurry. Then the typical way of doing that with a camera is to set your f-stop really low. So like I set it for 5.6. So really, really low on that one. And that usually gives you a very blurry background and a very sharp foreground. Well, it wasn't quite as blurry as I wanted it to be because these are the first shots, but I just discovered that if you take the clarity slider and slide it to the left, it'll blur the background even more. So it actually still leaves my niece sharp in the foreground, but the mountains in the background are getting all blurred out, and they just look kind of like a sort of a blurry stripe. The coolest part is in my niece's glasses, you can see the background and it's sharp. So it's like even cooler. I'm like all into this. This is so cool,
So today, I was telling Guy, today was the ceremonies for my brother retiring from the military after 30 years.
Right.
So one of the things I took advantage of was I was looking very carefully at the uniforms.
Yes.
And how they were set up. And it was interesting because they had their unit patch here. There was some sort of patch here. It was a little round patch. But their insignia for what level they were, like sergeant and all that, was square on the chest right here.
Yeah.
Instead of on the arm.
Yeah. The new military uniforms keep their rank right dead center now, instead of on the collars.
Yeah,
I like that picture, Melon. It's very cute. It's very adorable.
How come you can just click on it and I can't?
I select it, and it's because I actually have a chat window up in my OBS, and in the OBS chat window, I can select it. I cannot select it on the stream on Restream. It's the chat window app that directs to OBS allows me to do that. there's a way to get the app to be through your OBS system, and that's what I've got.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's very cool.
Otherwise, you were performing magic.
I was totally performing magic. Yeah. Melon's like, it's also on your server, dude. I mean, to be fair.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like
neat.
it too. I need... Maybe not go that way. Wow. Oh, that is very cool. Yeah. A little hot over here. The problem, of course, is they're like, hey, Uncle Guy, I need my senior photos, like, this week. And I'm like, cool, no problem. What do you want to do? And they're like, nature. I really like nature. And I'm like, in the middle of winter. So now it's a whole bunch of, how do I make these dead trees not look dead? So I put them in like a pine tree. It's like, this is so, I'm doing all this like magic here. Like, develop settings. Copy those settings. Yeah, copy all of those settings.
Oh, that is not on my side.
Oh, hey, someone wants to offer promotion on my channel. It's because I just made my Twitch stream open for everybody now, which is fine. Why am I frozen? Why'd my video frozen?
I don't know why your video is frozen.
My video is totally frozen. It's a bot. Why is my video frozen? What's going on here, people? I have to bump my main camera. Camera is lock it up pretty good too. Huh. My camera has locked up OBS. Oh no, OBS just crashed.
Oh,
oh
no.
Boy. Let's see what happened. I think you can still hear me through my board.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But OBS is toast. Toast. The quarterback is toast. I'll reboot OBS. And I'll do the game of closing OBS and opening OBS again. There is definitely something permanently wrong. There we go. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. I have a secret to the air shield.
Oh, I never got a chance to ask you on Saturday, but how did your meeting go?
Which meeting? What meeting?
The meetup.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What are we talking about now? Yeah, it went fine. Actually, I spent most of my time talking to Bill. So, I mean, Ron was okay. We're on hold right now with Ron because Ron's okay with me finishing my books for print and sending them off to the printer prior to Wicked West. So the next thing on Ron's plate for me is the cover. Then he's got book 3 queued up, but he told me on Saturday that he wants to wait until fall to start working on book 3. So he's going to give me the whole summer to get all of my other crap together, work on everything else. So we've got the whole summer. I hope that Brent heard that. Before Brent starts getting me on book 3. So he's not going to even assign book 3 to me until August or so. But it went good. I love working for Ron. He's a good guy. So, no issue there.
I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad you asked. My cursed furnace. It's gonna kill me. I do think this is the first time that my furnace has been on since they cleaned it. But yeah, the meetup went fine. How did you manage to pull that off both times, weirdo?
Are you talking to George?
No, I'm talking to my niece. So I froze up again. Something about Lightroom is totally freaking out OBS. And it's locked too, because like I can't switch scenes. It's completely locked.
Wow.
Yeah. Crashed out. That's fine. We'll bring it back up in a second. Anyway, you can still hear me just fine. I just may be on this until... No, I just broke OBS because, like, you can still hear me just fine. Anyway, so there was this point where I was like, I'm going to really back up and try to get a better shot and have them... So I had them sitting in the nook of this tree, and they were making, like, you know, camera snappy gestures and giggling because it was funny. And I managed to snap 2 shots, and both of them they're blinking in. And I'm like, aw, it's really cute, but they're blinking. And I'm like, how'd you manage to blink in both of those shots? Like I said, the thing is, when it's your own kid, you know, it's a little bit more, not like critical per se, but
When it's another person's kid.
yeah. Like These are turning out really nice. So I hope you heard what I said earlier, Brent, about what Ron was saying. Since I know that will be on your agenda. Oh, Ron was saying that after I finish the cover for book 2, he's going to wait until August or September for book 3. So. Oh man, this is a great shot. They look so peaceful. Not like they are in real life at all. Like I said, the fun part about working with your own kids is you can harangue them a little bit. This is one of my favorite people, though. Haranguing them or not, this is one of my favorite people.
So I messaged David. I asked him how he was doing. He said his teeth have been really, really bugging him lately.
Oh, it's a bummer.
So I think that's playing a factor.
Probably. Explains a great many things.
Yeah. Hey, Brent, I thought you were guys tech support.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, August or September or so. That's what he was thinking, which is good because that'll give us some time to really work on the next couple of issues of my comic and really batten down the hatches and get in there and finish, Momentary Ghosts. Because I really want to do that. I really want one complete episode cycle out. They're freaking 40 some odd episodes so far. Rate we're going, I'll get them done sometime and then, never.
That's okay. You get the stink eye from me.
Right.
See, you'll get the patent pending K and Stink Eye.
There you go. Bill is the local tech. That was a pawn. We're gonna pawn this off on Bill. Yeah, we should be able to get both issues of Momentary Ghost clear. That'd be my thinking here. Both of the ones that are not done. So all 3 issues, so we can get one cycle out the door. And I kind of want to, this next week, I really kind of want to, while we're finishing up the books that need to go out the door, which should be this week, by the way. We've gotten everything moved over for the Springs book. So that, but we need to do all the introductions and all the writing, and that needs to be done. And then we really, really, really need Maya to look over all of it to make sure all the spelling is correct and there aren't any weird problems with it. So tomorrow, in fact, I'm going to go on ahead right now and put this in my calendar, because if I don't, I will forget. Tomorrow after stream, we've got a lot going on tomorrow. Oh, we don't have a lot going on tomorrow. My sister's birthday is tomorrow, which is occupying the majority of the calendar. But it's not a problem, just
something to be aware of.
Yeah, something to be aware of. All right. Print Springs book for my app. And all we need to do is just go to, some, Kinko's or whatever. And then once we do, she can have that Springs book.
Well, no, he won't slow down on the streams in the AM. That's what chloroform is for.
Exactly. So we have that.
I shouldn't joke about that.
Happy birthday, the art sister. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to go out there and frickin' block you. You're going to make my life.
Oh, no, that was on my end this time.
Oh.
I got him. See, the thing is I sit in my chat now.
I have to go find my stupid channel. That's the only problem I've got is I'd love it if it was easy to see, but it's not.
You bring me
Banned. He's banned on my side.
and report. Spam. Spam.
Yep.
Actually, bot, I think.
Bots hate Melon for this one amazing reason. Click here to find out why. I'm sorry, Melon. That was just like, for some reason, that just was so perfect right there. Oh. Know that I still love you, man. Know that I still love you. That's all right. I got control. I actually have been working. Oh, hey, look, I've got like a moose or something. What are my chat settings? Show mod icons. Oh, you need to know mod icons. Because you are a mod. Brant. What's shield mode?
I don't know.
Okay. Review recent raids. Okay. I just discovered a whole bunch of buttons. I feel like if I click some of these buttons, bad things will happen.
Yeah, the one you want to go click on is review unban requests, because that'll bring up your moderator chat.
That's fair. Oh, mans. The sun was just right. That got right to her eyes, which is great in this picture. All excited, because that was actually what I was telling them. I was like, hey, you're right smack in your eyes. It's like, they were like, okay. And I was like, yeah, brown eyes. Brown eyes don't usually show up as well. They usually look black. And the fact that I can get color out of your eyes is great. So I'm all excited about that. I'm like I said, it's great having your own people here. It's like, yay. Commander Rootbot asked for an unban. It's kind of funny, actually.
Commander.
I wish to have an unban.
You know, it's funny. It never changes. Like, you know, them coming in and trying to sell you things. I mean, it's the same thing that you got in the old, like the WoW days.
Mm-hmm. Right? That's the one that gets me. Like all of these people who come in saying, "Hey, I can do graphic design for you." I'm like, I'm an old school graphic designer. I really don't need your help. Now, I mean, I kind of see that as sort of, well, looking at your setup, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, but I'm an old school graphic designer. I legitimately do not need your help. I mean, I appreciate it. But I used to do graphic design in the frickin' 90s. You know?
Well, because they're not going after us necessarily. They're going after streamers who might not know, the typical video game streamers.
Oh, sure. And I totally get it, but like hitting Melon or you or me, you know what I mean? I'm like, come on. It's clear we're artists. Like, we got this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, don't really need to sell stuff to us, right? Right? It's like, guys, we're graphic designers. It's what we do. We're already, and even if you think my graphic design sucks, it's the design I did. So you're not going to get better than it in my mind's eye anyway. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to win.
It's cheaper if I do it.
It's going to be far, far cheaper if I do it. And I'm going to think it's better because it's my work. Woo! Outstanding in their field. Maybe. I shot directly into the sun. This may be a bad thing for me. We'll see. I was trying a specific thing. I'm going a specific way. Oh, hey. I might be able to rescue this. Because I really wanted the backlight. I wanted the sun directly behind them so that it would frame them real nicely. But I'm like sitting there going, but I'm not 100% sure I can make this work. We'll see. Although, look at me being awesome. You can't, because I can't share my screen anyway, because OBS has decided to just crash and hate life. It's okay. It's okay. Not bitter. Not bitter. I'm really pushing the aqua and the green for their hair, because they've got green highlights in their hair, and so it's really cool. It's like all this stuff you guys can't see because I'm working so hard to share it. A little sad, but that's okay.
So I was looking at a VTuber today. You would know her, Melon. It's Mel.
Weren't they here one night?
Huh?
Weren't they here one night?
Dead Pixel was. I
Oh, yeah.
don't know if they were here.
Maybe. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off and I didn't mean to. Please continue.
But they had an interesting thing where their setup, because they did art, it would follow the pen. Like they had a thing that would follow the pen. So it looked like they were drawing right on the screen.
Follow the pin.
Yeah, so like they had like a hand
Oh,
that would follow the pen. So it looked like they were drawing like live. I mean,
Spud
they
pin.
were drawing live, but in this case, it was like it looked like they were holding the pen and it was really drawing on
So
screen.
overlay. Oh, they're giving us Melon's giving us a heads up on that.
Spud pen.
I can't select it now that we have crashed out. Now that we've crashed out my OBS, I can't actually get it.
Check restream.
Thank you. Oh, I see. It's kind of cool. Seeing as how the first thing on there is like an animated icon, I can see exactly why Melon has it. That's cool.
But then if you draw on screen, so the little hand will draw on screen and you see it moving back and forth. But also if through your OBS, it will also track your pen's movement and the hand will move around too.
Right. Cool. Kind of like this guy, Renee Argent.
But yeah, it was really. See, I like going to other artists' streams and watching because you learn so much by watching them do it as well.
Right. Definitely keeping this picture. Definitely not keeping that one. You blinked. Okay, that's funny.
Yay!
Oh, look at all those.
Man, I can't wait till I can get some emotes for some custom emotes for my channel.
I know. It'd be cool. You know what kind of danger we're gonna? You know what kind of damage we're gonna cause as soon as we can do our own custom emotes. What we're really going to do is just buy a whole bunch of emotes from Melon. But that's this. You know, we're gonna think we can do it.
I want to see you do a couple of springs emotes.
Oh yeah. Springs emotes wouldn't be bad. That's definitely a thing. That's not a bad idea. Oh, that's even funnier. Sorry, there was a moment where the kid said something and my niece responded to it with like the oh boy look on their face, and I snapped the picture and then was laughing so hard that they did it again. So now I've got like 2 pictures of them with this like well look on their face, which I will give to them and they can then do with it as they please. Because like I am highly entertained by this. It's a very funny thing. This turned out to be a better photo shoot than I expected it to be. That sounded like I didn't expect it to be a good photo shoot. I was really worried about a dead park. The park was like mostly dead. All the trees were dead. You know, it's the middle of winter. And I'm still managing to pull quite a bit of color. It doesn't look so bland. I was really, really worried that this was going to be like brutally awful or something.
Yeah, I might have to pick your brain some there, Melon.
Always.
My brain is roots. That is fair, Melon.
Love this kid to the end of the earth, but they were talking a lot.
cancel that.
Hey, you notice the door was open?
Are you being visited?
Yeah, I opened the sliding door because of all the dust that was coming out of the furnace. And now George is like, hey, the door's open. I'm like, yeah, door's open.
I haven't heard the cup though.
Oh, that happened earlier. He actually literally, while Mariah was still brushing her teeth, he jumped up there and stuck his head into the cup while she was still brushing her teeth. I'm like, he's not even pretending anymore. He's not even bothering to wait. He just jumps up there while she's still brushing her stupid teeth. And that made me laugh so much. I was like, yeah, he's a goober.
But he's your goober.
He totally is the goober. He also lets me take an inordinate number of pictures of him, which is very useful. Get a lot of practice off of, because he's black. It's really hard to take pictures of black cats because all of the light gets sucked right in. So, like, cameras do not like him.
Well, also too, you could use those as references on how you can make like characters that are solid black more interesting.
Exactly.
I don't like atomic lime green.
You don't like what?
Oh, I'm trying to choose a skin color.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd wear shoes that color. I'm just saying. Not necessarily an endorsement that you may need. Because I am bizarre when it comes to colors. Oh, that my kiddo wore all black too. So we're fighting with black, and black on here. Good night, Melon. I don't blame you. Don't get sick. We like you unsick.
Yes.
So we will see you later, my friend.
Have a nice night, Melon.
Oh yeah, these are the pictures that they're going to use for their seniors. I can tell already. Wow, though, this one. I got their eye color on this one. The last senior pictures I took was of a blonde girl with very, very bright blue eyes. And I was like so fascinated by that. I was like, oh man, I got to try to figure out how to get eye color more often. But my niece is all dark colored. And so now I'm like, woo, you know. I'm like, they've got this beautiful dark coloring. And I'm like, yeah, I got to figure this one out. This is going to be much more entertaining than it needs to be. I'm easily entertained.
Also, I haven't seen Travis lately, and I really kind of feel bad about that.
Why did we scare him away?
I think I might have accidentally,
Oh no, what'd you do?
because he popped up as Anita Peterson,
Oh, that's his mom.
and I said hello to Anita because I was busy concentrating. And he said, "This is Travis." I said, and then he goes, "I gotta go to bed. Bye." I haven't seen him since. It's like, I hope I didn't piss him off.
I hope not either, but I can't imagine that that was the case. He sometimes at night, because he's very young. I get the impression he's very young. So I
Yeah.
think he's got blocks for his personal account.
Ah.
So I feel like that's probably part of the problem. And I mean, you know, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I, as a dad, I kind of am kind of hoping that, you know, he's getting enough sleep at night. You know, these are all things
Yeah,
that are important to me.
You're going full dad on this situation.
Right? Like all of a sudden I'm all dad mode. And it's like, so, but that's okay. He's good people, so I'm not worried. He seems to be doing homework and stuff like that when he's with us, which is good.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we're here for. That kind of stuff. That's what we do.
Well, and, you know, you should be focusing on his studies.
Sure. I think he joins us and works at the same time.
That's good.
Perfect. We just kind of keep him company and he keeps us company, which that's exactly what our mission statement is. So I just don't want to, I want to make sure we don't distract him from work. I'd be a bad dad and a bad teacher if I did that. You know? love this kid. So it was funny. About halfway through, I'm like talking to him, like, "Hey, is there anything else that you really need?" I mean, and they were like, "Nah, I'm just told that I'm supposed to have senior photos in last week and didn't get them done. And so now I need to have them done. And so I really didn't have a mission, just so long as I can have a senior photo that I can put in there." I said, "Cool. Well, then anything else, you know, is," and they were like, "No, you know what? I'm just having a great time hanging out with my uncle." And I'm like, "Aw, very sweet. You're a lovely human." I'm like, "That's fair."
See, that's cool.
They're a good kid. They're good people, which is a good thing. They've grown up well. I guess it's sort of our mission statement in life. But I'm actually pretty blessed. I got two good kids, with this one and my own. My own's, as much as I get on my kid's case, he's good people too, you know.
Well, yeah, but you also have to deal with them more often.
Yeah, I also have to get on the case and make sure that does all the things, all this stuff.
You're trying to be good dad.
Yeah, it's harder, but that's okay. I signed up for it. Totally signed up for this one. All right, we're getting to the end here. I might be able to get to work on something else. But I promised I'd do this, and I promised I'd get this out tonight so that we wouldn't have to, so they can turn this in tomorrow. Yes, I know. You're just all mad because I'm messing with all the settings. Intense work here.
Yeah, on both of our sides.
Yeah. Really wish. Really wish I had. Oh, that one's. Man, some of these are just really nice pictures. Just really, really nice pictures. If I do say so myself, and I do, because I'm very proud of myself for this. So many blinking pictures. So, on my way to Fort Collins and back, I actually pulled up some podcasts because I like to listen to podcasts when I'm driving long distances.
Yeah.
And this was a podcast with Rutger Bregman, the guy that I've been talking about with the book Humankind.
Okay.
He said something interesting, which I'm trying really hard to do in my life, which is, if there was any one rule he could recommend people do, it's assume the best, because statistically speaking, the chances are better that there was a mistake or an error or a misunderstanding. And then, in doing so, accept that you will be taken for a ride every so often and roll with it. And just go with it. Because he says the worst case scenario is, he says the problem is that when you presume the worst, you end up in bad situations more often anyway, because you'll piss them off, they'll piss you off, everybody just starts this, downhill cycle. Says, so if you assume the best of people all the time, then every so often somebody's going to take advantage of you, but they would have taken advantage of you anyway. So it wouldn't matter either way. And statistically, you'll be in a better shape all the time. That was an interesting thing. It's really hard to do, though.
Yes.
We really aren't built for that. Which I find intriguing in of itself.
Except in my case, where everything goes bad.
Yeah.
But I'm more of the exception than the rule.
I think life is out to mess with you somehow. I haven't figured that one out yet. But that's not people. That's just life. Like taking pot shots at you. I figured that one out totally myself. So. But, it's still, I was thinking about that a little bit, on the way back, like how many of our personal things in our life, in just thinking about like RTG stuff, where I think there's been presumption of negativity that has caused like downhill spirals,
Well,
and I'm just talking about various conflicts, not just all of the big conflicts, but little conflicts over the time too.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that bad things didn't happen, but I think that, especially
I think a mixture happened with the big one.
The big one, that's what I'm kind of headed for here too.
And I think the big one was a mixture of a guy taking advantage of us and another guy being taken for a ride and not realizing it.
We're
You
talking
know,
about the same things.
huh?
Are we talking about the same things?
Yes.
Okay. Because I've spent times talking to a guy. I spent some quality time talking to a guy, and I don't know. Maybe he's just really good at covering it up. But it does seem like there was a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of
Well,
kind of
there's you know about the third party, right?
these are not the party. This is not the party that usually shows up here on the show. Here, allow
So
me to write stuff in the private chat. There. Well, that was clear as mud.
hang on, I'm clarifying.
I know you are. Uh. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that part. Oh. Yes,
So I think
that guy.
I'm
Yes.
thinking he took party member number 1 for a ride,
Yeah, I think so too.
and I think there was a lot of explosions that happened because he was gullible.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And I think there was a fourth factor in there
Yeah,
who, see, I'm trying to be like vague about
I know you are.
because I've kind of pieced together what's happened.
So the other individual that you were talking about, we'll call them T. That individual, I think that was our 1%. I think that felt very much like, from the very first time I met that individual, felt very much like a person who had been wronged enough. Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Had been taken for a ride enough times that he decided that it was okay to screw other people over because that's just the nature of people. You meet those people every so often, right? So I'm willing to ascribe, not, I guess pity's like a bad word, but sadness to that individual, but also put them in the, I don't trust them. And I didn't trust them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. Party A is mad at Party C for what Party T was doing. There. I think we've gotten those kind of things figured out somewhat. And I don't think that's necessarily fair, because I believe Party T was one of those people. That person gave me the real feeling, a feeling in my heart that they were really, hey Donald, they were really, like they felt that people were just mean, and so it was okay. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like that. I felt like that was the way it went with that person. And then Party D, yeah, that added a certain amount of complication.
Yeah.
However, it's funny because I was talking to Bill and he was talking about Price's Law. And Price's Law says that if you are doing a project, the number of people who put in the most effort will be directly proportionate to the square of the number of people you have. So, in other words, what it really was saying was one person will do like 70% of the work, right? And when he first presented it to me, it sounded like one of those came up from school. You know, I had to do all of these reports all by myself and nobody wanted to help me. And so I'm bitter and mad. So I'm going to call this thing Price's Law, which, you know, is the law that says that I'm bitter and angry sort of thing. But then when he explained it a little later, or he explained it on Saturday, it made more sense to me and was much more understandable. The concept really is, it's a work concept. You're the fastest artist of all three of us, yes? So Price's Law says that people will start giving you more work because you're the fastest artist, which then will give you more practice, then gives you more skill, then gives you more value to the company, so to speak. Ergo, you will get more work. And then in the end, you know, let's just pretend that Pepper and I and you are all working together. In the end, you'll end up doing 70% of the work. And that's what Price's Law says. And what Pepper was saying was people are cognizant and aware of Price's Law, and they do things against it, like Clamp, which rotates artists so that no artist is concentrated on, so that way Price's Law can't take effect and everybody comes up universally. And by the way, faster does not necessarily mean you're a better artist, just that, let's just say we need to get comics out quickly. They would be tempted to use you than us because you are faster. So it doesn't, that's the other part of Price's Law, is it doesn't necessarily fulfill all of the parts. It always just concentrates on one aspect, which is part of the problem, is because you don't necessarily have the best at X, Y, or Z. You'll just end up with either the cheapest or the fastest or the, you know, whatever is the one skill attribute that you're looking for to get the job done. And that's part of the problem. All righty. I have found 36 pictures that I am happy with. Why didn't it select all of those? These were good. Why didn't you put those in the quick collection, you twerp? I liked those pictures. There we go. Got 38 pictures in the quick collection. Still didn't put it in there. So anyway, once he explained that to me, I liked it a whole lot better. I was willing to go with that.
Yeah, and I think I genuinely want to believe in the best, that people had the best intentions in that whole situation prior.
Sure.
With our group, but I think things have landed the way they have landed.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's much we can do about it to fix it at this point.
No, because
it is what it is.
Because at this point, there is a lot of anger and resentment towards Party C.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you're right, and there's not much we can do about that. And it's a sad thing. Other than I'm not going to get into it, and I'm not going to take sides, and I hope that that's okay with both Party A and C. It seems to be okay with both of them. I have said that outright to both of those people, and it seems to be okay. We do have a Party B that sometimes doesn't want to be here because of Party C, and I understand that, and I respect that.
No, you're not. It doesn't involve you, Donald.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Donald would be the other Party D. We're talking about internal politics at the Red Team Go group. The Red Team Go group came apart because of my personal opinion, because money got involved, which is why Ken and I will share tables and we will help each other get to print and stuff like that, but we will never do what Red Team Go did, which was Ken paying
the money into one
to print a whole bunch of comics or whatever. You know, that's never going to happen because I like Ken. I wish to stay friends with Ken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nope. But yeah, no, you're not our problem at all, my friend. You're not our problem at all. No, this is all me. So, Donald, what I was discussing was I was listening to podcasts on the way to Fort Collins and back, and I was listening to Rutger Bregman, who is this guy who has been talking about humankind. And one of the things he had said was, if he had any suggestion he could give anybody, it would be to assume the best of people instead of assuming the worst, because statistically speaking, 90% of the time, nah, you weren't bugging anybody in chat. Don't worry about it. Statistically speaking, 90% of the time, it is a misunderstanding, and 10% of the time, it's actual reality. And so statistically, you are more likely to have misunderstood somebody saying something that made you mad than it is for them to have actually meant something that made you mad. Just the order of statistics. He said that will mean that sometimes you will be taken advantage of. And so you need to just be aware that will occur and let it roll off your back. And that is a better way to live life, is what he's saying. Because it's easier and better and will serve the community better. Because if you do that, then the community, you know, if everybody does that, then we start doing I must have misunderstood you. Please rephrase that. And then people would rephrase it and you go, oh yeah, totally. And it's a perfect example of what I was just talking about here. Was Bill and I were talking about Price's Law. And I didn't do anything bad to Bill or anything. I wasn't mad at him or anything, but he said something. And my first thought on that one was, gosh, you're just saying that this sounds like a whole bunch of, school kids who are mad because, the straight A student ended up having to do all of the science projects. But then once he explained it, it made much more sense. And I was like, oh, okay. But of course, I had ascribed this, whining kid, going, I always have to do the science projects because Kayan's always not helping because he's over there playing video games, that like attitude to it, which wasn't true at all. Wasn't the way it was, So I just find that interesting, intriguing.
So one of the things I like doing is I like going into people's streams and just hanging out And if something funny happens or a situation comes up, drawing what's happening on stream.
Oh, nice.
So I get funny drawings like this.
That's cool. I like that one.
And this one.
Oh, I'm a moose. I'm a moose. I swear the I'm a moose sounds like a Gurr quote.
It was apparently like a commercial the guy keeps running into. Like his avatar is a hand puppet, but he keeps I don't even know what the commercial is supposed to be, but apparently it screams I'm a moose at the end of it.
Okay.
And I thought that was really funny, so I drew him saying, I'm a moose.
That's fair. You should always look for the good in people, Donald. But also, I think we are way quick to judge. And so, yeah, that's what he was definitely saying. All right. 35 pictures is perfectly acceptable. I think I'm going to export this lot and ship it to the aforementioned KidLink. All right.
So remember the big dust last year with I don't think it was Emerald City. I think it was Toronto with the ETF grifter.
ETF drifter.
Grifter. The
Grifter.
The frugal token person.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, everything that their website, everything that was to do with that persona has disappeared. So it was a giant pump scam.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
And now they've erased their name because from the internet because they didn't get the money they were expecting.
Yeah.
And a bunch of artists are like, you know what? We see this
All right,
anymore. We're going to do it again. Because it's not
getting a little
good
choppy
for
here
the
while I
art
report.
industry. Huh?
Agree. I'm just saying I'm a little choppy right now because I'm exporting.
Ah.
Donald's talking about. Yeah. I don't get it, man. That's just weird. But definitely, there's a case in point. He's assuming the worst for no reason.
Or
No reason to assume that Donald's doing that.
Or he's projecting onto you.
Or he's projecting. Also a thing. One could argue that is also presuming the worst. I'm just saying. Let's take a look. What do we got in here? Okay, important safety note next time. We got to remember to tell the kids to clean their glasses. All right, all those pictures look solid. Right. Alrighty. I believe that I have a finished product. That's interesting. I don't actually have my kiddos' email because I'm not 100% sure they have it. This is my other kid. This is my niece. who may also have quite a few accounts for all I know. But this is senior photos. But I appreciate the compliment. He's kind of scary, isn't he? A little intelligent. A little terrifyingly intelligent.
So I'll be on promptly tomorrow, because I won't be gaming.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Because it's looking like one of the people in the gaming group has come down with COVID.
Dang it.
So
That sucks.
yeah.
Hang on. Why does it have to give me a notification? I don't want notifications. There. It's like every app does the same thing. It's like all the apps, they all do the same stupid thing, which is you have to allow us to beep your phone and beep it all the time. You must. You've turned off notifications. Are you sure you don't want me to beep 62 times every minute? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, or I had this thing where Steam has re-engaged it, the notifications, which I must have done at some point in time. I mean, this had to have been me. But the problem that I've got is that I was driving to Fort Collins. I'm on I-25 in traffic, and it goes boop and stops my podcast, which made me have to pick up my phone, unlock it, and fiddle with it to see that there was one of the games that I've on my wish list that is now on sale. And that was what was so important to literally risk my life for, because I had to clear the notification to restart my podcast.
Or I hate the one in which it gives you, like, because I do primarily my stuff on browser.
Right.
And I hate it that there's functions you can only do on the app side.
Right.
Like Patreon lenses, I find really cool. But if you want to comment on somebody's lens video, you can only do that on the app on your phone.
Right.
It's like, I suck at typing on my phone, guys. Let me do everything that you can do on the app. Let me do on the website.
It's so aggravating. It's like, oh, hey, everything is now up on the NDK archive. That was a big thing I had to do this weekend. That's why we have insomnia in America. Because of all the apps. Yeah, that's one of the things that makes me really bitter and angry, is that the Alexa app is for controlling all of these lights is only an app. I can't go to a website and control it. Even Amazon, I can't go to it. Has to be done. And so, and each one of these special routines is badly programmed. I mean, like, really difficult to manipulate on my phone. I have to open it, click this, slide to this, move to this, just to do one small change. And like right now, this light that's right by my face used to be illuminating a picture on the wall, which is fine, but that meant that for most of the setups, it needed to be at 100% and full white. Well, now it's shining straight into my eyeballs at 100% and full white. And it's so bright. And I have to find each and every one of my special lighting arrays, and I've got a zillion of them, and go in there and change this light to not 100% full white. And I still miss one or two of them, because you go in and do it, and then it immediately returns you to the top of the list. So you can't just go to the next one in line. You have to remember where you were and then go to the next one after that. And it's like, it's taking me forever to hunt them all down, because of course I remember some of them and then I don't remember, because I've got ADD and I can't remember these stupid things because my memory is so short. And it's like, you guys. And if it would just be on the web, if it was on a web page, I could fix it in like 10 minutes and it wouldn't be a problem. But it has to be on the app. You cannot do it on the web page. So frustrating. I did not do. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to do 3 March of Robots before I start Springs. Doing so much shit tomorrow morning. We may not have a Springs comic tomorrow morning, in favor of trying to get the Springs book settled up. So we'll have to see how that works. I was gonna start up OBS, but it's silly to start up OBS for the last 2 minutes of the show. You can still hear me just fine, so
yeah,
might as well just keep going where I'm going. Keep on keeping on. So anyway, it was a good night, though. I mean, I got all of those pictures done. It took about 2 hours, as it usually does, which is fine. And it was actually pleasant and fun. It was a fun thing, so I'm not going to complain. They're a good kid.
But yeah, I hate apps sometimes because of, and like everything now has an app. It's like, all the streaming services have an app.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked a little bit about that, how all the streaming services are killing each other
Yeah.
because they all basically were grabbing into the same pool.
Yeah.
And now, lo and behold, we're not making money. Yeah, because you guys are idiots.
Right.
Well, anyways,
Yep.
it's midnight.
That was the alert from my phone that told me we were going into the dark times. My phone goes into black and white at this point, which is even funnier. So I am March of Robots, squiggly zip zip, toddler zip zip. I don't know what you're saying, man. I love you, bro. But I think it's midnight, and I think I am done. I am cooked. I'm cooked. All right. Well, guys. Oh, wait. A super app. That's what I really wish. I wish that I could get an app that would tie all of my other video services together so that you just go to one app and watch. Because like the apps, the other thing that makes me mad about damn apps is it's never your list on the top of the thing. It's always, look at all these shows you ought to watch. And then you have to scroll down to find the shows that you were watching. And that makes me
if you can find them at all. Sometimes you have to search for them.
You have to go searching for them because they'd rather you watch something. It's like, it's so irritating. And all I want to do is watch Star Trek. You know what I mean? And I get to the Paramount app and it's like, you should watch this horror flick. And here's this CSI thing. And I'm like, I really don't care. I mean, literally everything on my Paramount thing is Star Trek. Why? Okay. That's all we've got. I'm leaving. I'm going away now. And you are too. And we're going to go to bed like normal humans. Good night, Donald. It was so good to have you here. Thank you so much. And I'll see you later, my friend. Just head back. And I hope everything stays okay over there. It's just, anyway, I will see you guys all later. Bye, Can. Have a good evening.
Yes.
And oh yeah, and it'd be good if you start the show tomorrow because I will be, of course, coming in from Geek Tank. So be slow. So, okay, everybody, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night. Bye.